Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's Tuesday. It's Magic News. Now, the Magic News is on a little bit earlier today because this is part of our Christmas filming schedule and we've got videos going up every single night at 9 o'clock. But the news program is so popular, I did not want to not do it. It's obviously a bit of a slow news week because it's a day before Christmas, but there's still some stuff that's going on. I've still got a few news items worthy of talking about, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's Magic News. Now, a couple of people contacted me after last week's Magic News, and they said that they were a little bit worried that the Magic News program was going to turn into a rant. Just like the old days, because I got very passionate about a couple of subjects on last week's Magic News. I can assure you that's not going to happen. Look, I am unapologetic as to the type of person that I am. I can't hide my feelings. If something annoys me, I will let you know. But I'm going to try and dial it back on the news program, absolutely 100%. If I'm talking about a subject, you know, the whole point of this news program is it's not just about news, it's about my opinions on the news. So obviously there's going to be an element of me saying what I think, and I think that's why people follow this channel, because I do say what I think and I'm not afraid to hold back. Having said that, I'll try not to make it ranty, okay? So for everybody that contacted me, there were a couple of you, thank you very much. Your opinion has been noted and will be taken on board. Now, talking about ranty and me being a little bit ranty, I want to revisit the story that I talked about last week about the Cardiff Magic Society. If you didn't see the news program from last week, Jason Simons has been very vocal on social media, saying that he's unhappy with the Cardiff Magic Circle or the Cardiff Magic Society because they basically kicked him out for exposing magic on social media. And look, I'm not going to revisit the whole thing again. This is one of the subjects I got very passionate about. The reason I got very passionate about it is because I know so many incredible, influential people that got their start in magic by being on YouTube. You know, they started off learning magic on YouTube and then have become very, very inspirational and big players in the magic community. So any magic society that is against kind of embracing this style of bringing new people into magic, I'm not on board with that at all in any way, shape or form. However, I did go overboard, and in Cardiff Magic Society's defence, I didn't actually speak to them at all. I just reported on the news. So in other words, I just talked about what had actually happened on social media and who'd said what and what said what. Didn't actually contact Cardiff Magic Society. Didn't actually contact Jason either, to be perfectly honest. But I have actually now contacted Cardiff Magic Society, and I spoke to a couple of people, including Lord Harry Harrington, who is the president of the Cardiff Magic Society, and ironically, also somebody who got their start in magic by watching YouTube videos. But I digress. I chatted back and forth about the Jason Simons issue. It seems that there's two sides to the story, and they gave me a statement that they wanted me to read on Magic News, and I'm more than happy to do that. Let me read it for you very quickly. Cardiff Magic Society have been made aware of a complaint made by a former member of the club regarding their membership and the club's policy regarding exposure of effects on social media. Following the complaint that was made, the Cardiff Magic Society has received a substantial amount of negative publicity, and as a result, we feel the best thing to do is to release a statement that outlines the club's perspective of events and our policy regarding member behaviour and the exposure of effects online. Firstly, Cardiff Magic Society welcomes any and all prospective members. Our aim is to build an inclusive and accessible club for all members. The issues regarding this member's complaint are nuanced, and as a club, we don't feel it's appropriate to go into details and publicly discuss all of the events that have led to this issue. However, what we can say is that during this person's time with the Cardiff Magic Society, the council received a number of complaints regarding their behaviour and how they would communicate and conduct themselves amongst the other members of the club. This behaviour led to several members leaving the club, citing the members' behaviour as the cause. Around this time, the issue of exposure was raised by the members of the club, and a general meeting was held where all of the members present, not just the council, took a vote on magic exposure. It was passed, and the policy policy to not allow magic exposure videos was introduced. Following this ruling, the member expressed that they would like to continue creating magic exposure content and decided to take a break from the club, stopping their payments, ending their club membership. On wanting to rejoin, it was explained to the member that the rules around membership had changed since they had left, and given the circumstances, that they were invited to discuss their social media content and behaviour with the council before they were permitted to rejoin the club. At no point was the former member of the Cardiff Magic Society told they would not be able to rejoin the club and their membership officially rejected. At which point the member then proceeded to make a complaint public on the Facebook Magic group. The Cardiff Magic Society don't wish to bring any more negative attention to what we consider a small but strong club with a good reputation across the magic community and who have just successfully celebrated their 70th anniversary. We consider this a matter to be an internal one between the Cardiff Magic Society and the member in question, and all decisions of all kinds are made with the best interest to all society members. Kind regards, Cardiff Magic Society Council. That's fair enough. That's a greatly worded statement. It really is. I'm not going to say any more of it. I hope that these guys can keep it off social media and argue about it amongst themselves. You know what? There's always two sides to every story. There's no smoke without, there's no fire. There's no smoke without fire. And, I know how hard it is to run big organizations and how hard it is to appease everybody, regardless of their attitudes and their opinions and so on and so forth. I can imagine it would be difficult. And, regarding, if you're getting lots of people complaining about one particular person, that can never be a nice situation. It's like, who do you deal with? It's difficult. It's never easy running a club of any size. I will say, if anybody from the Cardiff Magic Society is listening, thank you for getting in touch and putting your side across. I really appreciate it. And, I really appreciate all the work that you've put into this. 2, please consider changing that rule. Really do. Please consider changing that rule. There are so many magicians in this community that have come into magic because of videos that expose magic online, and obviously there's shades of grey, and there's ways that you shouldn't do it and the ways that you should do it. But I know somebody who's, I don't know if he's a member of your society, but Lloyd Barnes, one of my best friends. Lloyd puts videos up all of the time on the channel and on his channel, and the amount of people that have come into magic because of Lloyd's videos is just astronomical. We have to embrace 2025. We really do. And this whole antiquated system of let's not have exposure online at all was great in the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, but we've moved on since then. And honestly, it's a great, look at the Allan, I'm talking about Allan in a bit. Look at Allan from the Allan Magic Society. He's absolutely killing it, and he got into magic through YouTube. So it's something to consider. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to magic news, this is done. Okay, I have to give a big shout out to Tom Stone now. Tom Stone is one of my favourite magicians in the whole world. I love Tom Stone, and I'm constantly in awe of what he has achieved and what he continues to be achieving, and he's amazing. And I wanted to explain something. Something I've always wanted to do with Tom Stone is attend his conjuring workshops. And I am actually going to try and get to the next one in 2025. They sell out every single year and they're very exclusive. So I wanted to let you know because they're now available to get tickets to. So the Conjuring Workshops 2025, they run once every year. 2025 dates are the 28th of July through to the 2nd of August. And you can go and look at everything at magic-workshops.com/events. Some people who have attended the Conjuring Workshops in Sweden are Horette Wu, Carissa Hendricks, Nicola Arcane, Sarah Rodriguez, Jade, Abby Siegel. Last time we had around 60 magicians from 14 nations attending, which is incredible. The workshops tend to fill up very fast. Conjuring A gets filled up in less than 6 hours from when the applications open. You can go on the website and look at stories about previous years, course evaluations, whole bunch of stuff. Tom has been doing these workshops since for 24 years with guest instructors like Max Maven, Tommy Wonder, Jonathan Pendragon. And tickets are going to sell out very, very quickly. So if you want to study underneath a master, and Tom Stone is a master, and you want to go away to Sweden for a few days and just immerse yourself in magic, then you might want to go and check out magicworkshops.com, because Tom Stone's 2025 dates are now available. Okay, so last week I talked about how the Magic Cafe is no longer indexed on Google. It looks like every day the Magic Cafe is spiraling and spiraling and spiraling, which is a shame, because honestly, the Magic Cafe is a huge resource. You know, the amount of times I do research on the cafe for topics from years ago is just astronomical. I really hope nothing happens to it. But there's been a few people commenting all over Facebook and Reddit recently. I've just got one here, but a lot of people are saying the same thing. What's happening with the Magic Cafe? I can't even change my email address to log in. I've been a member since the early 2000s. No help from anyone and no way to get it resolved. Yeah, it's a shame. It's almost like they've checked out. It's almost like the mod team at the Magic Cafe have just checked out. They've just switched the lights off and they've just walked away, and they're just leaving it to slowly die. I don't know if that's the case, but, you know, the fact that nobody's getting any communication from the cafe, members can't change their email addresses, people can't log in anymore, you can't even find the site anywhere on Google, which means basic stuff behind the scenes isn't even being done. I really hope it's not, but this could be the beginning of the end for the big green monster, and that would be a shame. You know, I mean, it would mean that a lot of people who, you know, are toxic would have to find somewhere else to go and be toxic. But you know, it is a great resource, and I really don't want it to go. But honestly, from all the evidence I'm seeing, I think people are mentally checking out right now. The Magic, talking about that, well, not talking about the Magic Cafe, but talking about other things that's happening in Magic. The Blackpool Magic Convention continues to announce more big names. I mean, this has to be the most stacked and loaded lineup ever. They've just announced that the Bear Pit is going to be back in 2025. If you don't know what the Bear Pit is, it's one of my favourite events at Blackpool. Basically, you have 6 of the best close-up magicians, normally from around the world, that come and perform their sets in a real-world performing situation. And they've had some amazing magicians on the Bear Pit in the past. I did it in 2020. Well, this year they've announced probably the best lineup for the Bear Pit ever. You've got Martin Marvel, you've got Rude Hogg, Jamie Williams from Wales, Chris Congreve, the man himself, Matthew Garrett, the master of the ring, and Carl Charlesworth, the better looking half of Carl and Dave. The 6 of them are going to be doing the Bear Pit, and honestly, I think that's the best lineup for the Bear Pit that I've ever seen. Any one of those 6 people could be doing a lecture at Blackpool, let alone just appearing on the Bear Pit. I mean, that is absolutely phenomenal. So there you go. If you are at Blackpool and you want to see these 6 men perform, then go to the Bear Pit. You will not regret it. Okay, so last week I talked about Dan Harlan, and I talked about his Masterworks project, his series of books, the first of which was meant to be released in October 2024, and nobody has heard anything about it. Nobody's heard anything from him. The books seem to have not existed, or there's been no communication from Dan's camp about what's happening with them. And I said on this week's show last week, I said, you know, people love you, Dan. You're an absolute legend. People do love you. You've given so much to this community. If you're running behind, that's fine. You just need to communicate with the people. You need to communicate with the people. Well, that's what Dan's done. And I think because I reported on this last week, it would be worth actually reading out Dan's statement that he's put on the Magic Cafe, which is a really great statement. Let me read it to you. I must admit, I'm feeling a little hesitant to sneak back into this conversation. Please don't throw anything at me. It's been ages since I last posted. I haven't even had the chance to check into the cafe for quite a while. Honestly, I'm embarrassed about my lengthy absence, and I know I owe all of you an explanation. Simply put, my life has been a whirlwind, to say the least. But I can hear you scream, where is the Masterworks? I truly apologise for not keeping in touch with those of you that have placed your trust in me regarding this important project. I hope I can forgive my absence. I've been navigating my own challenges, but I realise I should have been better at letting you know what's happening. Please rest assured, Masterworks is still very much alive. I'm actually working on it, although it has encountered a few bumps along the road, something that shouldn't come as a shock, but I really felt I was going to be able to overcome life's challenges with more aplomb. I know there's nothing I can say that will correct my current situation. I'm behind schedule, nothing can change that. Also, I know you're not interested in excuses, but you'd likely be curious about the progress and why it's been slower than expected and what has caused the delays, so here we go. I had always intended to dedicate much more time to Masterwork. Sadly, the initial response was a bit of a letdown. No offence to any of you that signed up, you are the reason I'm as far along as I am. A huge heartfelt thank you to all of my subscribers. I know you're struggling to stay positive and I haven't helped. I swear to you, your patience will be rewarded. My results have always been worth the wait. However, as I said, I was anticipating and preparing for a response that was at least 5 times bigger than what I actually got. Because I wasn't able to raise the required capital investment, I had to diversify. Naturally, I have bills to pay just like everyone else. And as any magician will tell you, making a living in this field is no walk in the park. Essentially, I received only enough initial income to support myself and my family's basic needs for about a year. So I've had to keep touring and accepting other jobs to make ends meet. I've even considered getting a normal job. Yes, it's been a struggle. Also, you may have heard I now have a computer which is better equipped for my needs. My old computer was not up to the challenge to handle all the files and layout that I've been putting together. After all, Masterworks is 54 years of my life. A conservative estimate of 300 gigs and growing each day. I was constantly frustrated. Hang on a minute. Sorry, there we go. It's gone off. There we go. I was constantly frustrated with the sluggish pace and intermittent crashes, but I just didn't have the extra money to spend. More accurately, I tend to put my needs last, and I just kept pushing on through frustration. Most embarrassingly, I've been wrestling with some feelings of depression and a nagging sense of inadequacy. I hope you realise how uncomfortable it makes me to admit all of this. That's why it's taken me so long to share. Ultimately, my lack of time, money, and motivation does not excuse me from fulfilling my promise to you. I chose to take on all of this work, and I'm committed to seeing it through, regardless of whether anybody cares or not. I genuinely hope it will be beneficial to everybody who owns it. I often do big projects, not because they are easy. Rather, I do it because I believe in contributing to help others. My time here is limited, and I'd like to spend it positively influencing the future. Influencing the future. I humbly ask all my current subscribers to extend me a bit more grace and patience. You deserve my best, and I simply have to correct the course in order to deliver it. I also realise the only way I can generate excitement and interest in Masterworks is to have more finished pages to show. I have enlisted the services of a co-writer and a collaborator who will help me stick to regular schedules. My family is aware of my struggles, and they are incredibly supportive. The rest is up to me. Now, since he's posted that on the Magic Cafe, he's posted a few more updates talking about how many pages he's written and how he's motivated and excited. And you know what? I think this is all people wanted to hear from Dan. Dan, I will reiterate it again, is a legend in this community and has done more for this community than most people will ever come close to achieving in their lifetime. And a collection of books by Dan Harlan will be amazing. They absolutely will. It just shows how important communication is. Communication generally is the key in any business endeavor, and this is no exception. Dan has communicated, everybody knows what's going on, and I'm sure anybody who invested the money in the books in the first place will be supportive of him. So well done, Dan. I can't wait to see these books. I can't wait to see what comes up next. And it looks like Dan is back on track. Just a really quick one. I don't know if you noticed this over the weekend, but if you're a fan of The Simpsons, Darren Brown has filmed an episode of The Simpsons, which has just aired on Disney Plus, and he actually voiced the Darren Brown character himself. I think, you know, no matter how much Darren Brown has done in his career, no matter how many career highlights he has, no matter how much he has achieved, I don't think you're going to get better than being a Simpsons character or having yourself portrayed on The Simpsons. I think that is amazing. So yeah, if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you can go and watch the episode right there, just to fire up The Simpsons and go and watch it. So for anybody who's a fan of the Black Arts podcast, you will be happy to know that Lloyd and Jake put up a new episode recently. There is a new episode of the Magic podcast coming up over Christmas, so you want to look out for that as well. But the Black Arts podcast is back. Hopefully in 2025, me and Jake will be able to tie Lloyd down more and get more episodes of the Black Arts podcast and the Magic podcast up online. But for anybody who's been after their Lloyd Barnes and their Jake Keane fix, there's now a new episode. Episode 100 has just gone up, and you can access it by all your favourite podcasting platforms. I saw a little piece of news tucked away on Magicians Only, and I wanted to share it in case you missed it. It was made by a guy called Tim Badlin Webster, who has posted, and he said, Performer Scholarships Opportunity, Circus to Humanity 2025. Are you passionate about performing arts but facing financial difficulties? Humanitarian Clowns are thrilled to offer a scholarship for one talented individual to join our Circus for Humanity project in Cambodia from March the 21st to April the 5th, 2025. The scholarship covers the $1,500 participation fee, giving you the chance to co-create and perform shows for disadvantaged communities alongside other passionate performers for 2 weeks. Basic shared accommodation, meals, transport within Cambodia, culturally sensitive training, and sightseeing Angkor Wat, and tickets to see Cambodia's only circus, Fair Circus. What's not included, flights, visas, spending money are not covered. We encourage our scholarship winner to get creative and fundraise with the local community to support these additional costs. The scholarship is open to anyone from anywhere in the world that's financially struggling, as long as you're available for the trip dates and can obtain passports and visas. Those under 18 can apply but must be accompanied by a legal guardian. The scholarship does not include the legal guardian's participation costs and must be self-funded or fundraised. So there you go. If you want to find out more, then you can do. You just need to go on to Instagram and look up Humanitarian Clowns, and you can get all the information on them there. So if you're wanting to go to Cambodia and you want to grant towards going to clown school, which is basically what this is, then this would be an interesting way for you to do that. Okay, so rumour time. I have seen, it's not a rumour, it's a fact, but no one's talking about it because not many people know about it. But I have been chatting to Chris James, who is setting the magic world on fire right now. He's currently working with about 15 different magic producers. It feels like every single time I speak to him, he's got like a new project that is doing with this company or that company or the other company. He's got a whole bunch of stuff lined up in 2025. Like, he is going to be everywhere. Honestly, with the stuff that I've seen that he's got coming out, he's going to be in the running for Creator of the Year for sure. I mean, he's got stuff coming out with Alakazam. He's doing a couple of things with Joel Miranda, one of which I've been involved with as well, which has just been an absolute honor. But he's just shown me 3 things that are coming out at the Blackpool Magic Convention from Jack Magic, James Keatley's magic production company, are producing 3 tricks from Chris James, one of which is very, very anticipated, which is called Big Chip. It's fantastic, basically. It's just incredible. And I've just given a quote for it. I love this trick. He's been sharing this on social media for a long time. For anybody who uses a lighter in their work, you have to absolutely carry this around with you. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff coming as well from Chris. And yeah, if you're at Blackpool, go over to James Keatley's stand, because he'll have them all there and you'll be able to see exactly what Chris has come up with. Okay, so it's the Allan Magic Society. The Allan Magic Society has had their annual awards, 2024 annual awards, and hundreds of people joined live on on YouTube and on Zoom, and they were part of the award ceremony. It was phenomenal. You had special guests. You had Harry Merlin Piper was performing. He was involved in giving out the very first Harry Merlin Piper Award for a young magician. There was a bunch of awards going on. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Allan and his team and the Allan Magic Society, they continue to go strength to strength. I'm telling you right now, with what they're doing and what they're achieving, and with the collaborations that they've set up in place with people like Penguin Magic and Murphy's Magic, this could be one of the biggest societies in the next few years. You know, they've already got 1,500 members and growing from all around the globe. It's amazing. It really is. And you know, Allan got into magic on YouTube. I mean, that kind of says it all, really, to be perfectly honest. There are a bunch of awards given out, and you can go and check it out on YouTube if you want to see all the awards. But I want to say thank you to everybody. I won 4 awards, which is incredible. I was nominated for 4 and I won 4. I won the Mentalism Trick of the Year for Evoke. I won the Download of the Year for the Svengali Deck Project, the Lecture of the Year for the lecture that I did for the Allan Magic Society, and finally the Creator of the Year as well. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely, completely and totally blown away. I'm blown away that everybody voted for me. Thank you very much. I'm also blown away with Allan and the Society. I really am. I mean, honestly, inspirational doesn't even begin to achieve it. So thank you for the awards. Thank you for everybody that voted for me. I promise I will continue to work just as hard next year, if not harder. But yeah, thank you very much. Seriously, thank you. And Allan, keep up the good work. Talking about awards, the Alakazam Christmas party took place a few days ago, and I won Creator of the Year, which was amazing. Thank you very much for voting for me. My Alakazam, I love you all. I love spending time with Alakazam. And if you haven't already seen it, you can go and check it out on Alakazam's YouTube channel. And you can go and actually watch the whole Christmas party. I actually taught a really cool version of Banknight on there. So if you do want to actually learn a really cool version of Banknight, then you can just go on their YouTube channel and you can go and check that out. It's under the live section of YouTube. Go and check that out. But yeah, Alakazam continues to go from strength to strength. So congratulations, guys. And here's to 2025. Okay, I'm going to give you a big scoop right now. Around about Blackpool 2024, I was running around showing people a magic trick with 3 poker chips. And I was telling people it was my new trick through Murphy's Magic called Big Blind, and I was blowing people away, and Lloyd was filming it. It was meant to come out a couple of months later. Unfortunately, it got delayed for a variety of different reasons, but it is definitely hitting the shelves in January. If anybody hasn't seen Big Blind, it's probably one of the strongest things that I've ever done. It is incredibly strong. Anybody that was at the Blackpool Magic Convention that saw me doing a trick with 3 poker chips, you'll know exactly what this is. I know Lloyd put something at the time on his YouTube channel and got inundated from people wanting to know when it's out. Well, it's looking like it's going to be dropping in January, so make sure you look out for that. That's Big Blind from Murphy's Magic and myself. That's going to be coming out January 2025. Okay, I'm running out of time now, so I'm very quickly going to say that I've seen 4 tricks that I haven't actually reviewed yet, 4 tricks that have just hit the shelves that look very, very good. So the first one, The Magic of Johnny Thompson. His book series has been reprinted and is now available from all good magic dealers. That is incredible. I've already ordered those. Decode by David Jonathan and Kevin Orst, which is one of the most exciting projects with phones that I have ever seen. That is coming out soon. That is amazing. If you like the barcode gag, this is taking it to the next level. So you're going to be seeing a full review of that soon, but that's Decode. You've got Snowstorm in China. Sorry, not Snowstorm in China. Snowstorm in Chicago. Now, this Snowstorm in Chicago is by... It looks really good. I haven't seen it, but it looks really, really good. It is by... Bear with me. Here we go. It is by Tom Dobrowski. Sorry, I butchered your name. I'm so sorry. And Big Blind Media. And it is basically a complete act. It's a multi-phase routine. All you need is the deck of cards in your pocket, and you're ready to go into this multi-phase routine where every card ends up blank. and it's completely examinable at the end. That's my sort of magic. I can't wait to do a review on this. But if you want to pick it up before the review, it's only $25. Snowstorm in Chicago looks really good. And then finally, the other thing that I want to talk about is Jarvis Pro by SYZ. Looks very interesting from the trailer. It looks like a way of actually pairing a spectator's phone with your phone so that they can write something on their phone, and you can show that you predicted it on yours. It looks very, very interesting. They're making claims that it's unlike anything that's been done before. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there where phones pair with each other. Obviously, Greg Rostami and Mark Kirstein lead from the front when it comes to that sort of thing. It'll be very interesting to see exactly what these guys have come up with. But it's now available. It's literally just dropped on the 23rd of December. You can go and check the trailer out. It looks very, very interesting. So there you go, guys. That's another Magic News. Don't forget, at 9 o'clock tonight, we've got a video going up. In fact, every single night this week, we've got videos going up right here on Magic TV. We've got our Christmas schedule planned for the whole week. So make sure that you go and check out everything on the Christmas schedule. Outside of that, thank you for supporting Magic TV all week. I'll be back with the news next week. Thank you so much for watching. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My name's Craig, and this is Magic TV.